Yo, what's poppin'? It's Tommathan, and the Toronto Defiant have announced the worst kept secret in the Overwatch League offseason of their roster. So right now we have the tank as just Kaluge, DPS is Hydron, Speedily, and Sam, and support is OG, Ultraviolet, and Surma Jed. No Reiner as of right now. He did have someone post like a twit longer for him earlier in this offseason saying, his mental is kind of strained. He might take a step back from the game. He's just gonna see what's going on. He's gonna take a step back and assess his situation. So I don't know if this means he's not coming to Toronto. I'd wager I don't think the door is shut for him. I think he can decide what he wants to do, and then if he does want to join Toronto, they will welcome him with open arms and a paycheck. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. It's up to him. You know what I mean? That's all you can do. I do think not having Reiner does put this team down a little bit in terms of power rankings for me, but let's focus on what's actually here right now. And I'm seeing Kaluge as a pretty solid tank, as a pretty solid solo tank at least. I have no problem with any of his off tanks. He's probably the best Sigma last season, and he played Diva when people weren't playing Diva. His Zarya is fine. His Zarya is great. He's Kaluge, right? I do have some reservations about his Winston, his Wrecking Ball. Maybe I don't think we've seen his Reinhardt, the main tanks basically that you would have wanted Reiner to come in and cover. But if they want to try him solo tanking, I think that's an option. If they want to go and pick up someone else and they decide, you know what, we can't do it with just Kaluge, that's also valid. I'm okay with sitting here and seeing what's going to happen. I think you wait as long as you can for Reiner to basically decide on if he's playing or not. And who knows? Halo did go on to say something that he doesn't know. Something changed as my report. He doesn't know and he won't be looking into it. Okay, whatever. But I'm still, until I see an official statement from Reiner, I'm going to believe that it's an option. So then looking at the damage, you have Hydron, Speedily, and Sam. So I do think Hydron and Speedily will be the main shooters here for sure. Sam maybe comes into play some more silly heroes. Maybe he's a Maeve guy. Maybe he's your Junkrat guy. Who knows? I think it's never bad to have that extra backup guy. Maybe Speedily gets sick and you're like, okay, Sam, let's go. Maybe Sam just happens to be better at a certain meta. Maybe he's here for whatever you want, whatever he's here for. Maybe he's just here because he wants to have a good time with this team, and they're like, you know what, let's bring him on, boost morale. I don't know. I think he'll get some playtime. I do think Speedily will get more playtime. Maybe there's a new hero that comes out and Sam gets the hang of it and Speedily does not. That's another thing to consider. So I like having more options. I don't think it hurts the team. You can say, oh, well, the money was better spent elsewhere. The only other place you'd spend money is on a tank, and if they were willing to spend money on Reiner anyway, I think, yeah, maybe you're wasting money, but I don't think it'd go anywhere else in the roster. I think it'd go in their pocket. So I'm okay with this. Then your supports being OG, Ultraviolet, and Surma Jed. This is fantastic to me. Having Majed makes the double flex support composition way better for this team because otherwise, right, we saw it on Atlanta last season. If you're having a BAP Zen composition, you have I was going to say UG. You have OG on the Baptiste, UV on the Zenyatta. You want UV on the BAP. His BAP's insane. You definitely want him on the BAP, so you put him on that. And then you let Majed play the Zenyatta or whatever else. I think it just works out perfectly. That is the main use I see of Majed. I don't really think I'd rather have his Ana or anything like that. Maybe there's some certain metas where you're like, you know what, fuck it, we'll put in Majed. He can go super flank on the Ana. UV is already pretty aggressive, so I definitely think this is like Majed's here for double flex. Call it a night on that. But it's fantastic. Obviously, UGOV. Yeah, I said it again. UGOV. That goes kind of crazy. They have the synergy. Very good together. I think everyone on this roster, right? They have the synergy from American Tornado. They already know each other very well outside of the game, right? They all hang out. They're all great friends, which I think is better for your team. There are some complications. You can be like, oh, well, maybe they'll take the gas off. Maybe they'll get too cocky. They'll be too chill. They won't take it as seriously as they need to. I think I'm not too concerned about that. They've won contenders so much, and I know it's a different game. Obviously, Overwatch League to contenders. Overwatch League way more, ferocious, I guess. But I think they kind of they got it. I think they got it. It's a potential thing you can look at and be like, oh, this could be a problem. I'm gonna say, I think this is way more of a positive to me for sure. And I think these people, each player on this team, will be better than last season. I think so. I think Hydron can be better, even though he was insane already on the Sojourn. I think he can get better. Speedly for sure can be better. Last season he had some really good statistics. He had some good plays, some good showings, but he never was in that extra gear. I'm expecting another gear from Speedily for sure. And the same with OGUV pretty much. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm hyped for this team. I don't know if me and Frags will be doing a Defiant roundtable thing, discussion, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like before we get more teams, then we can talk about it more. But maybe we will, maybe we won't. There'll be one or two left before this offseason. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe is my final answer. Anyway, I'm ready for Toronto. I'm ready. I do hope Reiner pulls through. But that's that. Anyway, I got some more stuff to talk about with Halo. Um, Revealing some stuff. I guess leaking is the word I was looking for that I didn't remember for some reason. So he has said that the New York Excelsior were in talks with Changun to join them as the head coach. But he also said they're in discussions, nothing's confirmed, which I thought he didn't do because he flamed Leak Mafia for this, but I guess he is doing it now. So whatever, Halo, I don't really care, but sure. And then he also said the New York Excelsior are expected to hire Team Pep's coach Amir as an assistant coach for 2023, which is good. Amir has been around for a lot. Been doing there's a lot of W's under Amir's belt as a coach. About time, really, for an Overwatch League appearance. I think that Amir plus Changun would be interesting if Chang. I know it says not confirmed, whatever. Um, that kind of points towards a mixed roster, which is interesting, or maybe not. Who knows? But it's interesting because New York they are moving away from the marginalized gender thing. I think that's what the latest report has been that they are not doing it. So and that they're willing to pay more than league minimum. So they're actually willing to spend some money to build a decent team. Now I will take a look at what the teams look like right now. So this is everything that is confirmed. Is oh shit, you can't see. My bad. My bad. What does this look like? Nothing. What is this look like? Yeah, there we go. So this is everything that's confirmed. Sorry that I'm not here, but whatever. You see all this. We see Toronto filled in, and then we have the leaked versions right here with Reiner down here. Still, these guys. The people that New York could pull up with. There's a lot of contenders talent still that if New York decided to pull through with would be really good. And if they want to go, EU, NA, they want to do super mixed, you still have some really good rosters here too that could go crazy. Sparker's still not anywhere, right? So if New York takes up Sparker, you get Sparker, you get like a top dragon somehow, you snipe him. Who knows? There's a lot of great options still on the table. There's a lot of great teams left to be made. And if New York can, entice them with maybe paying a little bit more or anything like that after their awful, awful fumble of what they were trying to do from the higher ups to no fault of the general manager or the people in the team, just the people that own it were like, do this. They have no fucking clue what they're doing. But New York have some things they can do. And I'm kind of excited for it. I don't blame the team for what they tried to like. I don't blame the management. I blame the very higher ups for what they tried to do because that was just a horrible idea. They're just out of touch, is what it was. But that's that. One other thing, there is some more World Cup news, which is cool. Basically, they have what does this one look like? Kind of good, I guess. Um, they just announced basically the teams, how the groupings work. Let me scuffed, but whatever. It wouldn't be a Tommathan video if it wasn't scuffed. So they just announced the groups and how it works. So basically, the groups are here. You can go look at all this individual stuff. But basically, China's getting a bye because they can't play the game right now, and they're China and they're very good. So they're just like, you know what? China makes it into group stages no matter what, which is correct. That's correct. They would be there 100%. So now they're getting 3 from the American EMEC and APAC groups, and then 2 from the B group. So then you can see the A and B groups. So 3 of these guys, 2 of these guys, 3 of these guys, 2 of these guys, 3 of these guys, 2 of these guys, and then you call it a day for your 16 group stage. We do have some more dates, which is cool. They're holding trials over the February weekends, and then you need to have a seven team roster, or seven roster team, 7-player team is what I'm looking for. If I remember where the fuck I read it. I don't know. I can't read, but it's somewhere around here. In June, maybe. No. I can't read. Long story short, I cannot read. Oh, team of 7 players in April. April is the finalized date for your 7 players. So we'll know every roster by April, I guess, and then barring, visa issues like China had in one of the World Cups where they were supposed to have most miraculous youngsters. They couldn't do it, so they got some other people. That kind of stuff. Barring that, we know our teams, which is cool. And then we can do some more speculating and things like that. And also coming up, which is going to be cool, is the EU invitational thing where the teams are based on your country, and they're doing a group stage like soon, like next week, and then they're doing the main event beginning of March, first few days of March. There's like a Danish team, there's a couple French teams, from all of EU. So that will be fun to watch and kind of give us an idea of what a lot of these teams will look like, and the power level and the star players from those kind of teams, which I will be keeping up with at least, and I will be reporting back to you guys about that. So that's cool. Anyway, there's also the community lead stuff. If you are interested in that, that stuff is due on the 30th of January. So yeah, World Cup moving nicely. Off season moving nicely. Toronto Defiant, let's fucking go, moving nicely. I'm fucking hyped, team. I'm fucking hyped. Anyway, this is kind of a longer news video, but thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good one, and deuces.